All right, everybody, welcome to the final episode of 2025. Cheers.
Cheers.
Another year behind us, another year in the bag, but not without going back and reflecting, reviewing, and recapping 2025. Right. I'm so glad that we do these episodes because the year just goes by so fast that we need some time to just relax, reflect,
and absorb everything that's happened to us. It really does feel like this year has flown by, but looking back, a lot has happened. So
a lot has happened. It's been a great year, and we're going to be looking back at this year using our 2025 KISS calendar. If you guys have been watching this podcast all year, you know that any important dates that happened this year, we've been writing them down inside the KISS calendar, keeping track of all the fun that we've been having. And so this episode, we're just going to look back through and check out all the fun that we had, all the major milestones, and look ahead to 2026. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Hope you're having a wonderful New Year's. We're filming on New Year's Eve.
That's true. We are. The very last day of the year.
And this is going up on New Year's Eve. So you guys will know what I'm doing, what I'm spending
Everyone say thank you in advance to Xander for editing so fast.
You guys know what I'm going to be doing. We were going to do this episode this past Sunday.
Yeah.
But of course, Christmas and everything just kind of got in the way.
There's been a lot going on.
And we wanted to relax.
Yeah. We've been trying to actually take this holiday season to chill a little bit.
But relaxing is over. Time to get back to work. Going to put out some episodes of KISS Army Things, the last one of 2025. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Whether you are a subscriber here on YouTube or a subscriber on Patreon, I want to real quickly shout out every single person who subscribes to our Patreon because you guys have kept the ship moving throughout 2025. I really appreciate all your guys' support. So without further ado, Rex, Darren, Bjorn, Jeremy, Matt, Luby, Tika, JT, Eric ND, Z-Unit, Corey, and our newest member, Mark. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. You guys... you have no idea how much it means to me that you guys would want to support us over on Patreon, and so I'm going to be sure to make some extra great content for you in the new year, as well as the newsletter. I had some really good feedback on the newsletter. Everybody wants to see it continue.
That's awesome.
I'm already working on the January edition of the newsletter. So yes, the fun never ends around here on KISS Army Things. But today's episode is going to be about 2025. We'll get to the new year when the new year happens. But before we do anything, I think we need to read somebody's comment real quick.
Yes.
Because during our Kissmas episode, we had everybody share with us, if you wanted to enter the contest or giveaway, just share with us your Kissmas album, your favorite Kissmas album, the album that you listen to around the Christmas time, around winter time, and that would be your entry into the giveaway. And so I didn't realize until afterwards that that was the same prompt as 2024. So again, my apologies. I'll do something better and more original in 2026. But we didn't read anybody's comments because they were probably going to be left over from the last time. But what we didn't do was read our winner's comment.
Yes, we did. We did mean to read at least the one, and we forgot. So our winner, of course, was John Henry Thomas.
Congratulations again, my friend.
Congrats again. So let's see what he had to say.
Yes.
He said, "I would like to enter the contest. My Christmas KISS album would be the first one because it has been the gift that keeps giving. Wish I could have went to Indiana for your Army celebration. Simply too far away for me from Oklahoma at this time of year. Totally fair, especially with the snow that we had.
Right.
Hopefully in the future there will be another. There absolutely will. And congrats again."
Yeah, congrats again on winning. And yeah, it would have been great to see you in Indiana, but I think you made the right decision because it was about 6 inches of snow over the course of 8 hours. It was pretty crazy. So rest assured there will be other events, but congrats again on winning the 1977 Destroyer puzzle. Hopefully it's arrived / close to arriving, and thanks again to everybody who entered. So with that, we can get to our...
Well, before we move on from Christmas, I wanted to, if nobody has noticed yet, I have a couple of other Kissmas gifts that I received from Xander on Christmas Day.
Yes.
And they match.
That is true.
We've got the Space Ace shirt with, this is the Elder costume, right?
Right.
Which is one of my, if not my number one favorite spaceman costumes.
I remember you saying that.
I don't know why. It's so different and it's so unique from every other spaceman costume, but I just think it's so cool and so streamlined.
Absolutely.
And every time I see it, I'm like, someday I want to have that costume and dress up in that costume.
Yeah.
And so for Christmas, Xander got me this awesome shirt and the mug to match, because you guys know I always have coffee or tea or something on the show, so I'm very happy with these.
Yeah, I can think back to you saying that, this is my favorite Ace costume, I want that costume or whatever, and I thought, well, I know where to get the t-shirt and the mug, and if you guys want one, you can get these on clicktshop.com.
Yes.
They have
so much cool stuff.
They have some really cool Kiss-themed designs. And I'm wearing a new shirt as well.
Oh, you are, yes.
I got this for me. This is just a black on black Kiss shirt. I'd never had a black logo on a black t-shirt before, so I thought it was
cool.
really, really cool. And you can feel that logo. It's textured.
It's like an interesting texture.
This is official, even though it has no official markings on it. This did come from Kiss Online. This was kind of like a gift to myself. So, yes, we're both sporting new Kiss shirts as we're closing out the year. So, very, very cool. Let's go ahead and get to now the Kiss Spotlight.
Yes.
The last Kiss Spotlight of the year. And this is actually going to be a carryover spotlight from the last time, because we have now, I think more so than last time, digested Peter Criss's new solo album.
We've been listening to it constantly.
We've been listening to it. It's the only CD in my car right now. I've been jamming it nonstop every single day, going to the post office, going out to eat, going wherever I'm going. I've got Peter Criss with me in the car, and so I can safely say this is my favorite Peter Criss solo album
easily,
ever.
It's fantastic.
And I think last time we talked about, I think For the Money was one that was a standout for us. In the Dark has become...
That was the one I called out last time.
Oh, it was? Okay,
and it's still my favorite.
Gotcha, yes.
It's still my favorite. It's so good.
It really is. And what my favorite thing about this album is that it's very musical, so everybody shines on this album.
100%.
He has a lot of really great people on this album. You got Billy Sheehan playing bass. You've got, of course, John Five on guitar. Paul Schaefer on piano. And so several times throughout this album, you have everybody getting their moment, whether it's piano solos, the bass, the funky bass in the Dark.
That's my favorite part.
Which is like 2/3 of the way through. It just
so good.
The music just almost, as it were, stops, and it's just bass and drums, and it's just so, it's great. And I love, you mentioned even the organ. There was the organ.
Love an organ.
I think there's even some harmonica at some point.
Yeah.
And maybe a rubbernecking, which I love rubbernecking. The actual closer on the album. There's a bonus track, Hard Rock Knockers, but rubbernecking is the actual closer on the album, and that to me is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
it is fun. It's so unique. I was not expecting a song like Rubbernecking, which has almost like a surfer sound to it almost.
Yeah, it's a very musically diverse album.
It really
surprisingly so.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. It's obviously the heaviest thing Peter has ever done overall. But within that, every song is its own vibe with its own influence from various genres, and I'm really digging it.
Yeah, it feels like it was recorded and written in the 70s.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was written. in the 70s. But recorded and produced in 2025.
And yet Peter's voice really still sounds like it's the 70s, which is crazy to me.
That's really hard to do. It sounds like a very classic album.
Yeah.
Because it has some of those elements of, again, piano rock.
Yeah.
It has piano in rock and roll, which isn't like a thing anymore, I feel like.
No, it's very old school. Yeah.
But when you listen to Nothing to Lose, Kiss's first single, there's piano all over that. And you listen to this, and Peter even says, I got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I love those rhythm and blues. My favorite lyric of the whole album.
Yes, and that's on that first song, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that first song is very Nothing to Lose inspired.
Yeah.
But it's so fun.
And there's another lyric where he says, I'm doing this, that, dressed to kill.
Yep. He says Catman at some point.
Says Strike for the Catman.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of these really cool subtle references that just, make you feel like it's a Catman album. But it sounds, again, like a vintage album that was produced and mixed in the modern era. And it's
very, I don't know.
Very well done.
I think it's very, universally digestible as well.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something on this album for anyone, no matter what kind of music you like. We had a little mini road trip to see a Black Sabbath tribute band in concert the other night.
Yep.
And we had Xander's little brother Corbin in the car. And we were obviously playing this on the way there, and even Corbin was like, "This is really good."
Yeah, I feel like
I wish this was on streaming. And I was like, "I know, right?"
Right. Yeah. So I feel like if you have not heard or gotten Peter's album, please go check it out. Get you a copy. There's 3 editions. You got the black, the silver, the white. There's CD. There's vinyl. So go and get yours. this was the last thing pretty much to happen in 2025.
Yeah, really, right at the end.
So let's now go back through all the way back to January.
January. What was happening almost a year ago? This is fun because I don't remember.
So it's funny because the year actually started out with some kind of bad news.
Okay.
Because it was the postponement of our Kiss Army tribute show.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, that's true.
So the first thing we did was we saw Kiss Army, the tribute band, live at a club in Ohio, which was really fun.
Same one that I was just talking about.
Same one that we just saw those other tribute bands at, yes. Yeah. And so it was supposed to be on the 4th and ended up being canceled and pushed back until the 17th.
Yes, because that was going to be like really the first, I mean, that's the first weekend of the new year. We were going to do that straight away, but yeah, I forgot that was postponed a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't think we ever got an official word.
No.
But that was a great way to start the year because Kiss had just, well, no, they had ended already, the end of the road tour.
Yeah.
But seeing a tribute band is just a great way to hear the music live, meet people in the Kiss Army.
Yeah, just feel some of that magic
and feel some of that magic. We saw
yeah.
2 tribute bands, actually, in 2025, which was great.
Very true.
Started off the year with Kiss Army. We'll get to the other one later on in the year. But yeah, Kiss Army live for real this time. Yeah, so that was a great way to kick off the year. Hopefully we see more tribute bands.
I hope so this coming year.
In this coming year. I'm always trying to keep track of when they're coming around, but there just aren't really that many anymore. So luckily we got to see them on the 17th of January. Followed by Paul's 73rd birthday on the 20th. So yes, we did mark birthdays. And speaking of Mark, you have Mark St. John's birthday in February. That was his 69th birthday, which means he would be turning 70.
Oh, wow.
In 2026.
Wow, on the 7th.
Which is crazy to think about. So yes, we did mark down anybody's birthdays as well as special anniversaries. We're going to get to that in March, but the very first thing that happened in March was Jeb and I got to see Ace live.
I'm so glad you got to see him
for
in
the
2025.
last time.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't even remember when we saw those tickets available. Like, we may have just... I don't know, that's so weird. I can't remember, like, how early or late we bought those tickets, because the thing is that the show ended up being on the same day as my sister's wedding.
That's
remember that?
True. I can't believe this was almost a year ago.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, now, I can't remember if we just bought tickets to see Ace because it was Ace and just forgot that it happened to be on the same day as ours. Or did we buy those tickets and then they just happened to end up on the same day?
No, I think actually when you decided you wanted to go, before you bought... it's starting to come back to me. Before you bought the tickets, I think you realized that it was her wedding, and it was more of a wedding reception. They had already actually gotten married,
right.
But still very important to have family there. I think before you got the tickets, I think you actually like texted her, and like kind of got the. Obviously, they still went to the wedding. They just had to leave a little early. I think you asked her like if she would be mad if you guys came, but had to skip out a little early to take this opportunity. And she was like, as long as you guys are there for a while, I'm good.
Right, and we did stay later at the reception than we did. Because we ended up getting there like 1/3 of the way through Ace's set.
That's true, you did get there late.
We missed like the first 4 songs because we were hoping that there was an opening band. When we saw Ace, there was an opening band. It was Kor Razak. And so we thought, well, maybe there'll be a local band or something.
We kind of assumed there would be. I mean, I have not been to a show without an opener in years. I feel like everybody...
Since, Kiss and Aurora?
Yeah, everybody has an opener, always. Like, even the smallest bands have openers.
So I was thinking, there'll be an opener, and we'll just catch the last little bit of their set, and we'll get there for Ace. Well, we showed up, and, was following the sounds of the kick drum throughout the casino, trying to find where Ace was playing. And once we got in there, it was already underway, and so I just wanted to get there, get to my seat, and enjoy the rest of the show. But I wish, looking back, I would have taken it all in, because in order to get to our seats on the balcony, you had to go down the front and walk to the right of the stage.
Oh, wow.
And go to the back and up.
Interesting.
And once you did that, you get to the staircase, and then you would just go and you could sit on the balcony wherever you wanted. And the balcony wasn't full, so we could have sat anywhere we wanted to. We probably could even went down there and sat on the floor if we wanted to.
Probably, yeah.
But we wanted to be on the balcony, sit by ourselves, chill, have an
great bird's eye view
of the stage. And so, and I'm that kind of guy that doesn't want to be noticed and get in anybody's way. and block anybody's view. So I just kind of quickly went down the front, got out of everybody's way, and went up to our seat so I could sit and watch the show. But now I wish I would have just sat there and watched, because again, you had to walk down the center towards the stage.
Yeah.
Ace is right there, 10 feet away.
So
his
you did
band's
get
right
pretty
there.
close. You just didn't stay there.
And so I'm walking by. I could have just sat by the stage a little bit, rocked out, maybe got one of the guys just done something. But I was like, let's get to our seat. So but that was the last time Ace would perform live in Indiana ever, and we got to be there, and I'm so glad it was a freaking awesome show. He played She. I got to hear Ace play the I've never heard Kiss play that with Ace, Tommy, with nobody. So hearing the guy himself play that live,
that's cool.
Was super cool. Played Rocket Ride and a few others. Of course, Cold Gin, talking about writing Cold Gin, bringing it into Kiss. And then we heard Paul at the Vegas event talking about Ace writing Cold Gin, bringing it in the studio and then working out and writing it. I was like, I heard that same story from two of the guys. Gene might have even said it when we saw Gene in May. Spoiler alert. But I don't know. That was just, I'll never forget that. And I uploaded a 9-minute, almost 10-minute video of just raw Ace footage.
Yes, I remember.
That I captured of him playing his solo. So if you guys are interested in watching that, you can. But that was the last time I got to see Ace live. Fantastic show.
I'm so glad you guys took that opportunity and you and Jeb got to see it.
It was on International Women's Day.
Shout out to Caitlin for being cool with them leaving the wedding early.
Yes. So the 19th of March was a big day because that was the anniversary of Dress to Kill. The 50th anniversary of Dress to Kill. I had it on the 15th for some reason, but it's actually on the 19th. So that was really big because we're going to be celebrating 50 years of every Kiss album for the next 50 years.
For a while,
until it's Monster 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
So, yes, we didn't get the box set until later in the year, but we did get a little bit of merch. And also on the 22nd was the audio tour.
Oh, yeah.
The Kiss album, remember that?
That was so fun.
That was something that was very cool.
I really enjoyed that.
Very unique.
That was really well done.
It was. And it was one of those things where I was like, well, they should do this for every album, but I don't think you can.
No.
Because not every album's photograph was taken on the street corner in New York City,
I was going to say, whoever thought of that was such a good idea, because that is something very specific to that album, where there are physical locations in New York City, and all within a contained radius.
Right, yeah.
That you can either walk to or at least hear about if you're not actually there.
I was going to say, for me, I was just at home listening to it, and you heard from Gene, you heard from Paul, from
it was so fun.
Bob Gruen, the photographer, and I think it also coincided with the relaunch of Kiss Online.
I think so.
There was a complete redesign for the website, streamlined, new look, new feel, and so that was also kind of tied in with that, and so that worked out really well. March was jam-packed because we didn't even done.
There's like nothing in February, and March is lit.
The last thing that happened was the off the soundboard. I'm going to grab this.
Wow, okay.
We did get one off the soundboard.
Yes.
In 2025. Now, you could not get this on Kiss Online. You could not get it in stores.
Oh, yeah, that was
You had to get it. There was only
vinyl, right?
There was only a CD release in Japan. That was the only way to get it. So I did get mine imported. It came with a sticker. These only came within while supplies last. So these were limited. These were even more limited.
Yeah.
But I did get my off the soundboard CD and my sticker to complete my set. But I thought it was just so crazy. You can put that over on that stand. But it was so crazy that they decided to not sell them in stores. Big...
Or on CD in the States at all.
As we would say in high school, just big epic fail right there.
Yeah.
That was just a big fail right there. They should always have physical media. So I want to support local businesses. I want to support my band. I want to own the physical media. But, I mean, I do, but I just feel bad for other fans that can't. Not everybody can.
Right.
So it is what it is. But we did get one, Asylum, with Eric Carr and Bruce Kulick. I loved it. I felt like it was kind of similar to Animalize, except it wasn't just Mark St. John.
I was just happy that we finally got some updated cover art.
Yeah.
And not just, I mean, it's not like, it's still the same kind of cardboard monotone vibe, but at least there's photos.
But at least it looks a little more
At least
Kiss.
it's not just a cardboard box.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks Kiss.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see what we get in 2026. If that could be the last one, we don't know. But,
who knows?
But it was still really cool. April, nothing except for Ace's birthday.
27th.
What I usually put the number. I didn't hear. What?
The age.
Was he 74?
You want me to look it up?
Yeah, sure. I think Ace was 74. But yes, obviously there's no way of knowing that it would have been Ace's last birthday.
74. Yep.
Ace was 74, but we did it right because that was on a Sunday, and I thought, well, we upload on Sundays. So Rob and I did a Ultimate Ace playlist.
Yes, that was fun. That was a good collab.
It was a very fun collab. It was a great way to listen to a bunch of Ace Frehley and just talk about our favorite Ace solo songs, Kiss songs, Frehley's Comet songs. Again, there was no way of knowing that was going to be like the last time to celebrate Ace's birthday while he was with us.
Yeah.
But we did it right. Rob and I got together, celebrated Ace, his music, his legacy. It was a lot of fun. And it's crazy how it was on a Sunday, too.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was just perfect. So I think Paul's birthday back in February was on...
January.
January, was on a Monday. So we didn't do his birthday there. But I think a couple years ago it was on a Sunday.
I think we did, yeah.
We did a Paul birthday episode there. So, yes, the fun continues in May. Speaking of Rob... Rob and I went and saw Gene live.
You did, yes.
In Beaver Dam. See, this was great because with Kiss not being on tour, it's like you hopefully get to see the guys solo.
Yeah.
And Gene, we missed his first solo run when he came around here, so I had to see the one in Beaver Dam, and I got to go with a good friend like Rob. I hadn't seen Rob since, I think, Rosemont in person.
Yeah, that's true, yep.
Yeah. So, getting to hang out with him for a day or two was great. I mean, he stayed here. He came back and we did the review here.
Yeah, that was
We
fun.
had him on the show.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, he stayed on an air mattress in our living room.
Yeah, he did.
We don't have a guest
And
room.
we watched Kissology and just ate pizza and he and I went.
Yeah, that was fun.
He and I went and got a hotel room and saw Gene live, and of course the weather was awful. It rained the back half of the show.
Oh yeah, you guys were so...
It was so cold, and I didn't bring an umbrella, I didn't bring a jacket, wasn't even anticipating it. And yeah, I'm
not gonna lie, I had FOMO for a minute until I heard about how soaked and cold you were, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm glad I didn't go.
You would have hated it, and I would have felt bad because I was not gonna leave.
Yeah.
I think Rob may have low-key wanted to leave. I low-key wanted to too, but I was like, we're
not going
to.
We've come this far.
Gene played Charisma.
Uh-huh.
He played, I think, Parasite or Spit from
so
Revenge.
Good. That's so
and
cool.
even the House of Pain, the Van Halen demo. What was the Beatles song that I told you about?
What was the Beatles song he did?
That was really cool.
It was
one that.
Oh, it was from
Bird,
Revolver. And Your Bird Can Sing.
And Your Bird Can Sing.
Nobody
does
plays that song.
Nobody except for Gene. So
I love that album.
That was a real treat. Very, very fun show despite the crap weather. It was great to be there with a friend, seeing Gene. Hopefully we get to do more stuff like that. Our 4th anniversary was also in May on the 16th.
Oh, of the podcast?
Yeah, so that means that the podcast will reach 5 years in half a decade. Which
that's crazy.
Isn't really that long, but,
it is,
but still, it's crazy that we've been doing this for almost half a
time.
decade. So expect another giveaway coming in May. But we also had Unmasked turning 45.
Nice.
So not quite as big as the 50th, but there was a 45th anniversary. There was some merch for that. I got the little air freshener, something small. But yeah, I did want to mark, again, any major anniversaries. I don't know what happened. I put it on the 25th here, but that's obviously wrong. It's the 20th. Not sure what I was thinking.
It's all right.
But
we fixed it.
Yep. But let's go ahead and turn to June, where there is absolutely nothing.
Not a thing.
And honestly, it was probably a good reason. Or probably a good thing that there was nothing in June, because July, there was only one thing that happened in July, and that was the relaunch of the Kiss Museum.
That was a pretty big thing.
That was a pretty big thing. This was not on my radar, but I can tell you right now, this was my highlight.
Yeah, easily.
2025
yeah.
and it's crazy because with this podcast, we've been able to document everything and capture everything. So I remember lamenting when Kiss Museum closed.
Yeah,
when Peter retired. And I can think back to opening my last package from the Kiss Museum here on this podcast. I did a video where so I opened up my last package, which was some photographs, I think. And then I did another video talking about that Kiss pinball, the tabletop pinball, and how it came from the Kiss Museum, and dedicated that video to Peter Arquette from the Kiss Museum. And all of a sudden, he reaches out to everybody saying, hey, I'm looking to sell the business. I'm looking to reopen. Who wants to do it? Who's got the guts? Who's got what it takes? And I was like, right here. Let's go. And next thing I know, I'm driving 10 hours to Peter's house. We spend the whole weekend opening up the Kiss Museum for a weekend and swapping stories and just talking about Kiss and the future of Kiss, the past, and just everything. And then he comes here and we relaunch the Kiss Museum. And the website has been up ever since. July 11th was the relaunch date. And we got to go and pick up some collections. We did a couple of our own, picking up some collections. A few times, January 2026, I'm going to be hitting the road again. So if you or somebody you know is looking to part with some Kiss merchandise, maybe they're downsizing, maybe they're moving, maybe they need some extra cash, hit us up. KISSmuseum.com, because we're always looking to buy collections, but it has been a dream come true.
Yeah,
too.
And I can't believe that we're getting close to 6 months already.
Yep,
in January.
Almost 6 months.
Wild. I'm so proud of you, and it's such a huge thing that happened this year. And it's just crazy, because if you look back to this time last year, that would not even be
not on my radar.
a thought in your mind.
No, that was not a thought on my mind.
No.
Until all of a sudden, I think it was like February or March.
Yeah, it was very early in the year.
When Peter was, asking around to see who'd be interested, and I was like, that has to be me. I was like, I just don't see anybody else doing it. And, I mean, Kiss Museum is where I got my start as a Kiss collector. It's a big part of my fandom, and so I just felt a certain attachment to it, and a certain care for it, and a certain love, and was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And it's my full-time job, and it's my favorite thing in the world. So to anybody who visited Kiss Museum, who bought something, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. I'm going to grab one thing real quick.
Okay.
Because part of the fun of running the Kiss Museum has been bringing back the beloved Kiss catalogs. So you guys might remember getting these every year. I know we did as a kid. Every Christmas we would get the Kiss catalog and just look and see at all the amazing things that were out there in the Kiss world and be like, ooh, I want this, I want that, I need this. And so of course the catalogs ended in 2011 because there was no reason to buy anything from a catalog.
From a catalog anymore.
Nobody needs to be sending money orders, checks, and cash in the mail.
Yeah.
You can just do it online. It's safer, more secure. It's way easier on both ends. But I thought, you know what? It would still be great to have a reference guide.
Yeah.
For 2025.
Just to
a
have
price guide.
A nostalgic
walk
down memory lane kind of vibe.
Yes, and also just an updated version of the catalog. So, I mean, you can imagine that in the last 11... This is the first one in 11 years, and you can imagine that there's been a lot of stuff that's come out in the past 11 years that hasn't been documented. So, you can see that I've cataloged every new thing that came through the Kiss Museum, things that have never been listed before on the website, as well as the All-Star section, which you get a taste of all of the elite of the elite
Is that like
items
the more rare
that came through.
Yeah.
Yes. That came through the Kiss Museum. And so, again, all the new stuff, the cool stuff, the NECA figures in the back. So, yes, this was my pride and joy of 2025, was the Kiss Museum. And so thank you to everybody who visited. I really appreciate it. Expect some awesome things to come in 2026.
Absolutely.
That's all I can say. But again, the only thing that happened in July was that, because it was kind of a...
I was going to say, even if other things happened in June and July,
it wouldn't matter.
There's a reason that we missed it.
Yeah, yeah.
We're busy.
Yeah,
August. We were very busy.
August, same very empty.
Wow, dry summer.
But we know, yes, exactly, it was. Wow, good one. Dry summer, yeah. It was a drought, if you will.
Yeah.
But as we all know, the second half of the year is when things really kicked up.
Absolutely.
So with September, we had two major anniversaries, kicking off with the Alive 50th anniversary and the Asylum 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
We had the 40th anniversary of Asylum and also the Kiss Asylum off the soundboard. It was kind of cool because it was like the spring and summer was all Asylum.
All Asylum, yeah. That's a good point. I like that.
And then before and after, you had Dress to Kill and Alive. So it was like all 75 and 85 was the theme of 2025. I thought that was really cool the way it worked out. So yeah, full of anniversaries in September. October, we had the weekend-long Cadillac celebration, which will go down in history as one of my favorite things we've ever done, ever.
Cadillac is one of my favorite memories from this year, period.
Yes.
Like, Kiss related or not.
Yes.
Like, just overall was such a great time. And
That
just
was-
thinking about it makes me smile. I had such a great time.
That was a KISS event, and it was like a mini vacation.
Yeah.
It was a business trip for
Yeah.
me, all wrapped up into one. We got to meet so many awesome fans.
So many cool people
Doyle,
every day.
David, yes, Roger,
Yeah.
Ron. We met so many.
I can't
sit here and
there's so many.
I guess, of course, Fido was there.
Yeah.
We got to meet Fido from Hey Man, Nice Kiss Shirt. We met all kinds of fans that weekend. Rich from who was there at the he was in middle school when Kiss was there at the high school.
Right.
But he's become the Cadillac historian.
Absolutely.
We got to meet him. Of course, the Jim Neff.
Neff.
We got to hang out and get photographs with the Jim Neff. He
Yeah.
gave us a tour of the
It
school.
was amazing.
We got to hit up all the different businesses, see all the crazy displays they had throughout the town.
Yeah, see the
and
monument.
city, the monument. It's almost too much to mention. There was the rockumentary.
It was constant. It was just the football game.
We made the news.
We did make the news.
We were in the
the
newspaper.
first day we were there.
We
We
were
got
in the
interviewed for the
newspaper.
news.
Yes. So
It was amazing, and the city itself was beautiful. And
we got a media pass.
That's true.
They sent us a media pass.
Yeah, everybody from the city has just been so kind to us while we were there and ever since.
Yeah.
They have continued to have contact with us and send us things
Yeah.
and comment on our stuff, and it just was such a special
It's
time.
a great relationship, and it just makes the world feel that much smaller.
Yeah.
We ran into
Yeah.
Mr. Speed while we were there.
Absolutely, yeah. Our first morning there.
Bill Barnett.
Yep.
Alan from All Things Kiss
Yep.
was there.
Speaking of Alan, that's also where we met.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was
Alan
two Allens.
Kazam.
Two Allens. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. We met two Allens. Yes, Alan Kazam, who came down and did a Kiss Magic show at our Expo last month. That
Yep.
was fantastic.
All because
so,
we met him in Michigan.
what a pivotal weekend, man!
Crazy.
That was. I'm sure we're forgetting something or somebody.
We're
And I-
forgetting
and I-
1,000 things and people, but that's how jam-packed it was.
That's why we did a video about it, though.
Yeah.
That's why we did a video recapping
Yes,
it.
see our
because,
recap.
Yeah. So another 50th anniversary celebration in 2025.
Yeah.
2025 was a big year for anniversaries. Unfortunately, it this year did come at a big cost, a big price, because literally a week after that is when we
a week later?
It was a week later that it was announced that Ace had passed away. So coming off this incredible high in Cadillac, we get news that Ace had basically been in almost like an induced coma, as it were.
Yeah.
Or in this, yeah,
That's
just
pretty much
not
what
a
it is,
very
yeah.
not a very good state, and so the family tried to fight to keep him alive, but it was just not looking good, and so they went ahead and let Ace pass, and it's still devastating. It doesn't even still feel real.
It really doesn't. I still don't feel like I fully processed.
Especially considering, again, the thing is, though, that the reason why I feel a little bit at peace is because I feel like my relationship with Ace was at peace.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, there was an episode I did where I kind of laid into Ace. I think
Yeah.
it was both Peter and Ace.
Yeah.
I think it was episode 78 where I laid into Ace about the whole end of the road, wanting $2 million,
Yeah.
not wanting to come out on stage for the fans, trying to make a big deal about it, and then, and then there was the whole...
Just constantly starting stuff.
And then Paul was rebuttaling with the whole piss comment, and it was just, like, I was pretty upset.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Positive, and that was a hard time, and so I had to get real that day.
Yeah.
And I look back, and I'm like, well, that sucks, because I kind of probably... I mean, I hadn't watched it in a while, but I probably said some things that at the time I meant, but maybe now I don't. But...
Yeah, it doesn't mean they weren't justified at the time.
Right, but since then, we had an Ace album come out.
Yeah.
10,000
That
Volts.
you loved.
My favorite Ace album. You heard it.
Yeah.
My favorite Ace album. The 78 album is great. I wasn't there when it came out. I don't know. The rollout for this was special. I got to go. I remember just dying to get off work and go pick up that album.
Yeah.
And jam it the whole way home. I remember getting aerated by Cosmic Heart and just loving the intensity of Fighting for Life. All those songs were great. We got to see him live that year in Brown County.
Yep.
I got to see him live again in 2025. I was able to meet Ace on 2 different occasions and get my photograph with him. And,
So glad I got to meet him.
And get an autograph. You did too. And so I feel like, even though it's awful that he's passed, I feel like everything I could have done, I did.
Yeah.
Like I never would have met him and hung out with him. Like, that's not me. Maybe in 5-10 years with the KISSmuseum, he could come to one of my expos, whatever.
Right.
But like, I'm just a fan, So I got to live the ultimate fan.
Right.
as an Ace fan, as a Kiss fan. I never got to see Ace live with Kiss in makeup. I never met Ace in the makeup, meet and greets, whatever. No, I did get to see Ace live at the Kiss Expo in 2018. Met him at Days of the Dead. Met him in 2018. Saw him live again in 2024, 2025. Bought his album the day of. I still crank it. 10 as well. We're coming up on the second or third anniversary.
So it'd be second.
It'd be the second anniversary of that album coming up here in January, February. So
yeah, because it came out right after we saw him for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ace, I feel like is still with me, and I don't have any of those hard feelings that I did before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So did I cry when Ace passed? No, I didn't, because I was at peace with everything. You know what I mean?
I did a little bit, but I cried at everything. So
yes. I'm not saying I didn't cry because I didn't care.
No, I understand.
I didn't cry because there was nothing left. I was like,
right.
He did everything he could for me,
yeah.
and I did everything I could for him, and that's all that that's all that needed to be.
Yeah.
And again, I will never play without Ace in my deck. Ace is always, I will top deck him all the time. Ace is always in my deck. You know what I mean? It just doesn't still feel real losing the original four.
It's crazy to me that one of the highest highs of the year and the lowest lows of the year as far as Kiss stuff for us were literally less than a week apart.
And that's the reality and the brutality of life.
I was going to say, that's just
is that
life in general.
1 week before that, we're all celebrating.
Yeah.
And living.
Yeah.
You know, and Ace, we didn't know it, but Ace was suffering.
But, I mean, we did kind of know it at that time, because do you remember we didn't know the extent of it. We didn't know that he was about to pass, but we knew he wasn't well. Because I remember at the Cadillac high school football game, they were, playing Kiss over the speakers, and they played Gene's little message that he had sent to Cadillac. But they also, because that was soon after Gene's little incident as well, but they said something over the speakers, like wishing Gene and Ace,
Well, Ace had fallen, yes.
Yeah, wishing wishing both of them, well, and the best in their recoveries and everything, and
we knew that Ace had fallen, but we just didn't know that he had fallen a second time, and that it was as bad as it was. Yeah. So, yes, we knew there was something going on, but we all thought that, Ace, he's kind of old. It'll take a month or two to get back on his feet.
He'll be okay.
2026, he'll come back better than ever. He'll drop Origins Volume 3. He'll be on the road again, and we'll go see him, and that's just not what happened. So, yes, never take anything or anyone for granted.
No.
At any time, for any reason.
Because nothing is guaranteed.
Mend all your wounds. Yes, always tie up any loose ends. Don't burn any bridges. Yeah, again, it just sucks that, sandwiched in between these two big things was a horrible event, because right after that was the Dress to Kill box set.
Yeah, you're right.
And I guarantee,
another week later.
And I guarantee that if the order of events had been different, where Ace had passed, and then we did Cadillac, and then the box set, both of those would have been done differently, I think.
Yeah.
But you just, again, there's just no way of knowing. But yes, obviously Dress to Kill box set comes out. I bet there would have been some more in memorial of Ace had there had been time to prepare for that.
It was too late.
But
everything had already been made and maybe even shipped.
Yeah, Cadillac had already been underway, so it was just so unfortunate to have that happen. But yes, we did get a second box set in 2025, right? Like
immediately after.
Less than a month. It was like 3 weeks.
That's still annoying to me.
A little over 3 weeks. Kiss fans' wallets felt that during the holiday season.
Let everybody recover a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah. But to be fair, it was now or never. I mean,
get it.
They missed the first two, and so they just had to do what they had to do.
They had to do it before the year was up.
Both very, very good box sets. Enjoyed them both. We got to hear the actual origins of Kiss Alive, plus the rest of the source material. We've been begging for that for 50 years.
Yeah, that was cool.
And now we just get it all in mass, plus a bunch of other tchotchkes, as they call them. Just what a treasure trove of fun stuff. So yes, again, second half of the year is really building up. November, we had the Kiss Cadillac auction, which we mentioned here.
That was fun,
because they reached out to us and was like, hey, would you guys promote this for us? Talk about this. We're also going to send you guys some extra special stuff, which is really nice because, we got a pretty decent haul in Cadillac.
Yeah, well, we were there the first time,
They said, nah,
Not enough.
Not enough. And they gave us stuff that nobody else got. Stuff that was only made for staff.
Yeah, stuff we didn't even know existed.
Yes, and that was, really, really special. So, of course, we were able to promote the Cadillac auction for them. I even bid on one of those banners.
I know, we tried.
And somehow ended up getting outbid.
Yeah.
And wasn't notified. That's not Cadillac's fault. That's just the website they were using.
It's not eBay. Yeah,
It's different. On eBay, if you enter an auction and you bid on something and you get outbid, you'll get notified.
Yeah, in case you want to increase your bid.
And I did want to increase my bid, and I just didn't know. I was like, well, the auction's over, but I didn't get notification that I won. Well, I was outbid, but I didn't get that one either, so.
Oh, well.
Unfortunately, somebody did get, but I did get that cool Cadillac jersey that I got.
Oh,
and plus, they sent all this really cool stuff, so it is what it is. It's fine. Right after that was the weekend-long Kiss Rocks Vegas celebration.
Oh, yeah.
Or, excuse me, Kiss Army Storms Vegas, which became Landlocked. Yes, the Kiss Cruise Landlocked event happened where Kiss performed live for the first time in almost 2 years without makeup, effectively ushering in the new non-makeup era.
The new era, yeah.
Another new sub-era. You have the new era with the avatars that's coming, but you also have this new live era of Kiss performing without makeup. They had Bruce on stage. They even said new music is probable.
I will never forget Paul saying the word probable.
It's been 10 years since Kiss released any new music. We're 10 years removed from Samurai Sun.
And none of us had any thought in our mind that it was even a possibility. Let alone a probability.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait.
Dude, I don't even know what to even say about that, but I can't wait for it. It's going to be great no matter what. I'm so excited to hear any new Kiss music.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
Agreed.
I cannot wait. So, Dress to Kill box set shipped. Like I said, there's the Alive box set right there on the 21st.
Yep, just a few weeks later.
We got the Dress to Kill box set on the 24th of October, and on the 21st of November, the Alive box set ships, which was perfect because that day also marked the day of the 50th anniversary of the Kiss Army forming in Terre Haute.
Okay, yeah.
Where Bill Starkey and Kiss were live on the radio, talking about the sold-out show at the Holman Center. Mm-hmm. Kiss played for 10,000 people at the Holman Center. Bill was brought out on stage and given the plaque. So that day is considered the birth of the Kiss Army.
Yeah.
The 21st of November. And so that was the day that we celebrated that.
That's
the
perfect.
Kiss Alive box set shipped. That was also the day that we announced our Kiss Expo.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Was that day?
Okay.
Because we did an
forgot.
Expo celebrating 50 years of the Kiss Army here in Indiana, and so we announced it on the actual anniversary.
Yeah.
Which was a little late, obviously, but pretty perfect, all things considered.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Everything worked out as it should.
So yeah, now it's December, which was by far the busiest month, kicking off with Body Down. By Stanley
Simmons.
Good.
They
had been teasing that for a while.
Yep, still
we finally got that with a new album on the horizon, allegedly coming early 2026.
Early next year. I don't think we have a date yet, but I can't wait.
But we did get our first single there on the 5th of December, and then yes, the 13th was when we had our fan event.
Yep.
With Bill Starkey, who came, shared with us that radio broadcast with a slew of photos. We had Alan Kazan down, who, we met in Cadillac, who performed a one-of-a-kind, unique Kiss magic show. Andrew Scambati brought his amazing, critically acclaimed, fan film from Tokyo to You down for us to screen. It was the last screening of the year. He had screened it, I think, once or twice in his neck of the woods, in New Jersey, and brought it for us, especially in Indiana. So that was really cool. We, of course, set up KISSmuseum.
Yep.
We had Steve from Kiss Army Warehouse, Mark Lang in full makeup. I mean, it was
so awesome.
I had the KISSmuseum, or the Indiana Kiss exhibit, over in the corner where everybody could kind of see a timeline of events happening in Kiss Street, Indiana. So it was a great way to just bring fans together. Fido was there from Hey Man Nice Kiss Shirt. We had Jake from Planet Kiss 96, who, by the way, guys, go subscribe to Planet Kiss 96. Jake, he's about our age. He makes Kiss videos about his collection, about music. Go check it out. He's also from the Midwest. It was really great having him there at the event.
Definitely.
He and his dad came. And then, of course, we had two of our Patreon subscribers, JT and Rex.
Yep.
Shout out once again to Rex and JT, who came all the way from, again, Ohio, to be there at our event. And we got to meet them in person, hang out with them. We had Philip. We had so many people. My family was there running the show, helping me.
It was awesome. It was an amazing day.
It was a great proof of concept, a great event. So anybody who was there, thank you. If you weren't, I'm sorry you missed out.
See you next time, though.
See you next time at the next event. But that was definitely one for the books. And, of course, we already talked about the Peter Criss new solo album.
Right, yep.
Which, again, I think that was announced back in, like, April, May, something like that. But, again, if you told me in January that Peter Criss was going to release a new solo album, I would have been like, well, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
And,
sure.
What's funny is that this might become one of my Kissmas albums, if you will.
I can see that,
because now that it was released around Christmas time, and it's become our winter, it's like a new winter album,
yep,
I feel like.
I agree. It kind of has a Christmas vibe to me for some reason.
I remember when they were talking about a fall release, and the first single came out on Halloween. It almost felt like a Halloween album.
I was going to say, Creepy Crawlers is a very Halloween song, and so I kind of was under the impression that was going to be the vibe of the whole album. Yeah. So I was like, kind of weird that it's coming out in December and not October, but then that was kind of specific to that one song.
Well, it even sounds like Murder, and like there was a couple I felt like that were more.
Isn't there one called Murder?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. There's In the Dark, there's Murder, there's Creepy Crawler. So it felt like some of these felt like Halloween songs, but it was pushed back until Christmas. But that's okay because it's almost like The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, so like a bridge between Halloween and Christmas.
A bridge between Halloween and Christmas.
I like it.
That's how I feel about this.
I like that.
And so but I also feel like when it comes time for the summertime, as soon as you put that album in, when it gets warm, that opening track, rock and roll, that's going to be my summer track, too.
Okay, all
because I'm like, even though most of the album feels like a winter album, it's going to double.
I can see it.
It's going to double as a good summer album, too. Yep. So I'm going to revisit that when it gets warm out, and I might come back to that. But that came out on the 19th, just one day before Peter's 80th birthday.
That's true.
So what a great present for him.
Love it.
On his birthday. Now, the last thing, technically, is the Kennedy Center Awards. That ceremony was on the 7th, and then it aired on CBS on the 23rd. Now, we have not watched that yet because we've been so busy with everything going on. So, obviously, we did see the very special tribute to Ace with the Les Paul on stage. That was very, very cool. Criss Angel gave a nice speech there. Got to see the three members of KISS together, Gene, Paul, Peter, together, side by side, shaking hands, smiling.
Yeah.
And of course, I want to see the performances.
Yes, me too. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, we had Garth Brooks, we had Cheap Trick, so some cool stuff there. We can't really review it yet because we haven't gotten to it, but we'll get there. A better review of that in the new year, probably once we get around to watching it. But that was, I guess, the last thing that happened was that on the 23rd. But I mean, look at that! How awesome is this idea? I wish I had one for 2024, 23, 22, 21, all the way back to whenever. But this might be our new trend.
I was going to say, I really like this because not only is it fun to do throughout the year, but it sure does make a recap a lot easier and
and more thorough.
Yes, exactly.
Because
you know that you don't miss it. You're not sitting there like, okay, what happened 8 months ago?
Yeah, exactly.
It's already, you wrote it down when it happened.
That's why I like
it's
this.
It's like a journal.
Because I have, other KISS calendars.
Yeah.
I have one right here from 2009.
Right.
I've got one from, a bunch, and then I've got some that are still sealed. And it's like, why are these still sealed? I mean, this is 2005, so how cool would it have been in 2005 to have a young Xander filling out the KISS calendar? But
yeah.
No, I mean, I wish I could look back and see all those fun times that we had.
I was going to say, you'll be able to keep these almost like a journal now.
And now it's going to be something, so now, I'm going to put this right here.
Yeah. Whenever you feel like walking down memory lane of what happened in 2025, you just break it out.
Exactly. And we're going to be continuing this trend in 2026 as well, which I'm very excited for.
Me too.
So that's going to conclude our recap for 2025. I think it's now time that we get to the final Collector's Corner of the year. And I better make it a good one. What do you say?
I think so.
Let's make it a good one. So let's go ahead and show the last collectibles that 2025 has for us in store. This showed up a while ago, but I've held it back for a minute. So we have right here a copy, autographed copy of the new Thayer St. James album,
Nice.
Bombshell.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was also something that happened in 2025.
Yeah, have you heard anything from this?
I've heard the single Bombshell.
I don't think I've heard any of it.
So this was released during the Landlocked cruise event. So Tommy and Jamie, who are from Black and Blue, I'm sure folks know that, but in case you don't, Tommy Thayer was in Black and Blue with his best friend Jamie St. James. A couple of years ago, they released something called the Lost Tapes, which I also have a copy of, autographed copy. They dug up some old 80s demos and transferred them digitally and basically finished them. And, finished these old songs and released them, called the Lost Tapes. This is brand new material.
Yeah.
They said this is the first time they've gotten together in a long time to actually write new material and record new material. And so we have 6 new songs on this album. And during the Landlocked event, Tommy and Jamie got together and did a special announcement together about this album. They also previewed the single Bombshell right then and there, took questions, was selling copies, and then on their website was selling copies for anybody who wasn't there at the event. So yes, I had to get a copy of this album, and I got a copy for the KISSmuseum as well.
Oh, nice.
So if you did not get yours and you want to have one, you can check out the KISSmuseum, because I did get 2 of them. Because I felt like folks did not hear about this unless you were there at Vegas.
I still don't feel like anyone's been talking about it.
Unless you were there at Vegas, or you're a Thayer St. James fan or a Black and Blue fan, probably didn't hear about it. So very exciting. I'm excited to hear some of these new tracks.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But you can put that one also either in front, behind, doesn't matter.
We'll just for now.
Put the CDs right there. So yes, that's a really cool thing to end it with. I also have this bigger package here.
I don't know what this is.
Nope, you don't. And I'm very excited to share it with everybody.
Okay.
This, I think, is one of the last quote-unquote holy grails I have.
Okay. Wow.
So yes, obviously, as the years go on, you just naturally cross things off your list and acquire the things that you've always wanted to acquire. But then there's always things that either slip away from you, maybe they're just too costly at the time, or you just didn't know they existed.
Okay.
So, I saw Kiss back in 2010 at the Hottest Show on Earth tour.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that there was a tour book.
Oh, whoa.
For the Hottest Show on Earth.
Oh my gosh.
And this tour book has become one of the not one of the most rare, but one of the more rare, because they just
that is so cool.
Didn't sell a whole lot. And they didn't advertise them, So unless you knew about it, you don't know about it, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious. So for years, I think I learned about this maybe a couple years ago.
Okay.
A couple years ago is when I heard about this, and oh my gosh, you're getting some previews of Monster.
I was gonna say very much Monster vibes.
This is like middle of Sonic Boom, pre-Monster era right there. I love that.
Cool.
So when I heard that there was a Hottest Show on Earth tour book out there, I was like, I have to get it. I have to get it.
It will be mine.
And it will be mine.
It will be mine.
Great reference to Wayne's World there. Yes, no, you're 100% correct. And when I saw the price, I thought, might have to wait.
Yeah.
I found this one on eBay for a really, really good price in really, really good condition. I was going to say,
it is in really nice condition.
It is, I would almost say 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But the back does have a little bit of a ding and a fold there, but I do not care because
it's still really
it
good.
Still is in amazing condition. And we're right there, August 9th. 2010 Indiana State Fair.
Sweet.
I've got Eric's drum head. I've got the flash drive of the show. Mm-hmm. I have 2 guitar picks from the show.
Yep.
I have a keychain. I have 2 flyers. I have the CD of the show, a pin,
it's like a
on
whole
and on and on.
Over here.
On the shoulder, of course, the poster. Now I have the tour book.
I love it.
And this is a nice tour book, embossed cover. embossed text, beautiful photos. I'm very excited. We did get one through the KISSmuseum.
Yeah.
We got a pretty nice tour book collection. 2 of them, actually. And one of them had the Hottest Show on Earth tour book. And for about 2 months, I actually did steal it.
Oh, you kept it
and
for a while?
I kept that. I didn't steal it. It's mine. But I put it here and was like, okay, this is mine.
So you had it and then decided to sell it?
I thought, you know what, though? It's not really mine. That's not really mine. I didn't buy that for me.
Right.
I got that in a collection. That belongs to somebody else.
Okay, I love it. I respect it.
So I took that one out of my collection. Didn't even show it here on the show.
Yeah.
Put it back on the KISSmuseum. Listed it. It sold. It sent. And I said, I will get one.
I'll get my own.
I'll get one when I get one.
I love that.
And it'll be actually mine.
Yeah.
You know, not something that I just get in a collection and then
Right.
just hoard it and put it back. It didn't feel
Didn't
right.
feel right, yeah.
It felt too easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
That's not mine.
I like that.
That's somebody else. And then nobody
Just the
would know or
principle.
care. No, it's the principle.
Yeah.
So I said, this one is mine. This one's mine.
I love it.
I'm going to put this in the very, very back, right behind the 1977 tour
It's a
book.
big one.
It's a big one, so it's going to go in the back. And it looked like, this fell out, which is kind of cool. It's a little Psycho Circus official merchandise
Oh,
guide.
nice. That's cool.
So,
Sweet.
yeah, this is a.
Oh.
I already have one, but it's still really cool to have. So I'll put that right there. And the reason why I'm showing the tour book last, Hottest Show on Earth tour book, is because if you guys remember the journal we have here, Rock and Roll Night and Journal Every Day.
Yeah, by Rick.
If we go back to January 1, Rick asks, what are your KISS collecting, creating, or listening goals for this year? What is the very first thing on my list for collecting?
Hottest Show on Earth tour book. That is awesome.
Boom.
I love that.
The very first thing I wrote down for the very first
Check.
prompt in the journal. What? Bingo, you're 100%
Almost
right.
a year later.
Yes, you're right. I'm going to grab the pen, and I'm putting a check mark right by it, followed by December 31st, 2025 date.
That's great.
Because I did get that. I also got You Wanted the Best on vinyl.
You did? Nice.
Which was number 2 on my list. I got that from Fido, from Hey Man Nice Kiss shirt, because he wanted to do a trade.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I had a promo Kiss Unplugged shirt.
Yep.
He had You Wanted the Best, so we did a little trade
I
there.
remember that.
Did not get Greatest Kiss on vinyl. Did not get a new phone case or the steering wheel cover. I did get the Monster O vinyl variant.
Nice. There you go.
While we were in Broad Ripple
a
few months ago.
Wow, that was fun.
Monster Japanese, the other Monster Japanese CD. Did I get that?
You're like, do I remember that?
I may have a few more things to go here. Kiss Alive on cassette. Did not get that. I did create that video, but not those other 2 videos. So there was 2 videos I had in here that I was going to make it. I didn't make them, so I got some work to do.
That's okay. You're checking some stuff off. That's good.
But that's really cool. Yeah, I got to check off the Kiss collecting goals there. But yeah, so thank you, Rick, for some awesome fun in 2025 with the Rock and Roll Night and Journal Every Day.
Yeah, that really was so cool.
I highly recommend you guys go get yours.
I was going to say, if you didn't get it last year, get it to fill out this coming year.
Nothing about this says 2025.
Right.
Nothing about this is dated with years. You can get this now.
Do it anytime.
And yeah, if you've heard us talking about this in 2025, you can get yours and start yours off in 2026. I got pretty creative with some drawings.
Oh yeah, you're always drawing yours. I love it.
Some doodles there. This was a lot of fun. And I highly recommend everybody get Rick's new book, Wax Night.
That's true, yes.
Old school fun in an online world. With the front cover, you've got Large Marge with the solo album Blood.
R.I.P.
Very, very Rick. Very, very Kiss. A lot of Kiss fan fun to be had. So, yes, that was my 2025. That's how we're going into 2026.
Love it.
Thank you guys so much for an exciting episode. This has been a great, great year. And this was a great way to end the year, I felt like.
Agreed.
This is a really fun episode. I love these recaps that we do because I feel like with this podcast especially, we bounce from one thing to the next.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially me, like I'm researching and I'm like learning, and then like once one thing's done, it's on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And so it's really great to just sit here and relax and look back at all the fun we had. I think the KISS calendar was a great idea.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that again in 2026. So thank you to everybody who watched an episode in 2025. Thank you for subscribing to our Patreon. If you're a Patreon subscriber, thank you for watching here on YouTube. Please let us know in the comments what your favorite memory of 2025 was.
Absolutely.
What did you get to do? Was it an album related thing? Was it a concert, a show, or what did you guys get to do in 2025 that was special to you, that meant something to you, something fun, something memorable? I want to read all your guys' comments. Daphne, is there anything you want to say as we're wrapping up this episode?
I don't think so. I love doing this because I think it's going to sound corny, but I think it's a good exercise in just gratitude. And just mindfulness about your life. And like you said, not just letting it pass and forgetting it, but really ruminating on all the things that happened to us and being grateful for what a great year we had and all the awesome people we got to interact with. And I'm feeling grateful. Thank you guys for being here.
Yes, thank you guys. It's a good word, grateful. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for you guys, KISSmuseum. Thank you for everything. And I know 2026 is going to be even better, even bigger.
Hell yeah.
So we will see you guys in the new year. Until then, this has been episode 161 of the Kiss Army Things podcast. Sending off 2025 with a bang. You guys take care. Peace out. Rock on. Happy New Year from all of us here at Kiss Army Things. Peace out. Rock on from Xander.
And Daphne.
You guys rock. Peace out.